Welcome back to the Dugs. I'm Hamish Hamden, and it's time to start the second semi-final in the Dugs Experimental Baseball Tournament. This features two red-hot teams, the undefeated Weak Prescriptions hosting the Big Bones, who rebounded from an 0-3 start to win their last 3 games and claim the final playoff spot. Not much to say about the Weak Prescriptions beyond their record. If you go undefeated, you should be in the playoffs. A concept obvious to everyone except followers of NCAA football. If we have any NCAA football fans watching, welcome! We understand you may be confused that the Weak Prescriptions made it to the playoffs despite them not being a historic team but were pre-season favourites, which we know are unsurmountable barriers in your sport. So to make you feel better, we at the Dugs did have a vote and decided that the Weak Prescriptions' strength of schedule was good enough to make the playoffs. Boardroom voting as opposed to on-field results. I can see why you love it. The pitching matchup for Game 1 of a playoff series is always critical, and this one sees Rex Barney take on Jeff Neiman. Rex may be best known as the PA announcer for 30 years at Camden Yards, but was pitcher for 6 years in the 40s. He said he regretted not having a long playing career, but one of the reasons he didn't have a long playing career was that he took a couple of years off during World War II to nip over to Europe, kill some Nazis, and win 2 Purple Hearts. So this is one man who should have 0 regrets. Facing him is Jeff Neiman, who has won 0 Purple Hearts, 0 Major League Honours, but was the Western Athletic Conference College Pitcher of the Year in 2003, so he's no slouch. Top of the first is always a good place to start, and that's where we find Evan Gattis opening the scoring with an RBI single. Miguel Sano was a big player for the Big Bones in the group stages, and he continues that streak with a 2 RBI doubles that makes it 3-0. And have the Bones got the key to opening the lock on the puzzle box that is Rex Barney? Remember, he struck out 12 in his last Group A appearance, and he's more T-Rex than Barney in the second. The batters of Pascucci, Neiman and Sandoval are Jurassic Parks 2, 3 and 5. They tried, they failed. 3 strikeouts and T-Rex Barney is roaring once again. He needs some offense though, so in true Thanos style he says, "Fine, I'll do it myself." RBI single gets the Prescriptions on the board, and the Butler also did it, as Brett makes it a 3-2 game. Top of the third, and the Rexing ball is doing damage again. No surprise, in 1943 his first professional pitch was said to have flown 5 feet over the batter's head, through the press box and brained the local sports editor. No wonder they sent this guy to the front lines in the war. He fires rockets wherever he goes. And while you've been learning about that, you've also been watching him strike out Dimitri Young, Evan Gattis and Miguel Sano. He has 8 strikeouts through 9. Still, the undefeated Prescriptions trail, but not for long. Mike Piazza squares the game with that solo shot, and then Ray shakes things up like a Durham in a china shop, an RBI single giving the Prescriptions a 4-3 lead. But despite the runs, this game is all about Barney, so let's talk about Rex, baby. You can watch him do his stuff some more while I give you more fascinating facts on this incredible man. On the front lines of World War II, General Patton once asked him where the actual front was. Barney responded that the front of the tank Barney was driving at that very moment was the literal front line, causing Patton to immediately reverse his jeep and get the hell out of there. Barney then got back to doing his job, just like you've been watching here. Strikeouts of Aguilar and Durham in the 5th have been followed by Gattis and Blanks in the 6th, and that's 13 strikeouts through 6 innings for Rex. Bottom of the 6th, and no, this isn't a replay, it's the second home run of the day for Piazza. 3 runs on this one gave him 4 RBIs for the day so far, and it's 7-3. Back to the rock on the mound, the Barney Stone. He strikes out Dunn for his 14th K of the day, but then Boyd singles, and Rex is pulled after 119 pitches. But just like Tab in the early 90s, suddenly everything becomes clear. Mark Clear comes in, and despite the tying run at the plate, Eldred flies out to end the thread. Top of the 8th, and Clear is showing he has longer staying power than Tab did by striking out Sano, then striking out Blanks, then striking out Pascucci. With Mark, the Weak Prescriptions can finally see clearly. Bottom of the 8th, and the Piazza route of 9 is 3, so make that 9 runs for the Prescriptions and 3 homers for Mike. So top of the 9th, the game is over, right? 9-3, and the Big Bones haven't scored since the first. Well, not so fast. Dunn is on via a walk, and then there's trouble at the Mills. First, Boyd singles off lefty Mills, then Aguilar walks to load the bases. Lefty had a career ERA over 6 and is showing why. Sandoval singles and it's 9-4, then Mills hits Vargas and it's 9-5. Evan Gattis doubles and it's 9-7. The prescriptions then make a decision that immediately makes all of the Chicago North side to break out in a cold sweat and bring in Carlos Marmol. Unsurprisingly, he walks Sano, so it's now a 2-run game with the bases loaded and still no outs. However, at this point, the most unbelievable thing in our tournament occurs, and I say that bearing in mind we have brought in at least 50 players back from the dead to play. Carlos Marmol suddenly becomes unhittable. Blank strikes out, then Young flies out. So the game comes down to Adam Dunn, who led off this inning with a walk. You know this is going to be a home run or a strikeout, there's really no other option with Adam Dunn and the bases loaded. And it's a strikeout! Big Bones rallied, but not enough, and weak prescriptions take game 1. Heck of a game. Piazza hit 3 long balls for 6 RBIs, Barney struck out 14, and Kyle Blanks did win some gold, but unfortunately it was in the form of a sombrero. Johnny, it is going to be hard to top this one, but it is a doubleheader, so over to you for game 2.
We're going to jump right into game 2. You'd have to be into S&M to want to go down 2-0, and the Big Bones are looking a little vanilla in the bedroom. So let's see if they can fire back. Bill Boyd led off the inning with a double, and Pablo Sandoval is up with 1 out. Oh, we've got a Panda on the loose. The Panda is on the loose. He's going to hit third with a triple, putting his squad up 1-0 early. Dimitri Young follows that up with a leisurely trot down to first after a single. 2-0 Bones. In the bottom of the inning, the prescriptions say that anything you can do, I can do better. I can hit triples without needing an oxygen mask when the play's over. That's Brett Butler with the leadoff triple. Derek Jeter's going to try and manufacture a run here, and he gets one in the air. That's Kyle Blanks out in right field, and he puts all 265 of his pounds into the throw. He got him at the plate. What a gun! It's Bartolo Colon on the mound for the Big Bones, and Big Sexy is no stranger to the postseason. He's appeared in 17 playoff games, starting 10 of them, racking up an impressive ERA of 3.49. When the chips are down, Bartolo eats them up. He's in trouble here though, bases loaded in the bottom of the second with 1 out, and Todd Zeile lines one for a single, scoring Dave Winfield. Emmett O'Neill up, the prescriptions pitcher, and Bartolo loses him. That is a huge mistake and draws the prescriptions level. Brett Butler up, already having tripled in the first inning, and he's here with a chance to take the lead. That's a double play chance though, the toss over to Aguilar, and he can't finish the job. It looked tailor-made, but the Bones struggles to find a large and in-charge shortstop, leads to some horrible footwork on Jesus Aguilar's part, and they just get the one. 3-2, weak prescriptions. The prescriptions keep it going in the third. Derek Jeter leading off, no stranger to postseason baseball in his own right, and there's gonna be fruit baskets in the morning because he just sent that ball home. Alright, I've heard Jeter has dismissed those claims as an urban legend, but you know it's not an urban legend? Mariah Carey wrote a song about their first kiss. Let's hear a little bit of it. Okay, that's quite enough. Next up, it's Mike Piazza, and dude is angry he doesn't have a championship to his name. We're in the bottom of the third in game 2 of the series, and he's got his 4th home run. That makes it 5-2. Bases load back up, and it's Todd Zeile once again with the clutch base hit. 2 runs score, and it's 7-2 weak prescriptions. Jeter steps up to the plate for the second time in the inning, and he must have heard about Mariah's split with Nick Cannon because it certainly seems like he's trying to impress somebody. That's 3 RBIs in the inning. It's 9-2 prescriptions. The game's effectively over at this point, but you can't have a grand slam in the game and not show it. This is Dante Bichette in the bottom of the 6th, making the score 14-4. The weak prescriptions go on to win 15-6. That's 8 straight wins for the weak prescriptions, and they're not showing any signs of slowing down. Todd Zeile was clutch all day, going 4 for 5 with 4 RBIs and 2 runs. Brett Butler also ripped off 4 hits in the walk, while Derek Jeter added an additional 4 RBIs. On the Big Bone side, it was one of Bartolo Colon's worst postseason performances, only lasting 2 innings, giving up 5 runs though only 3 were earned. The bullpen relieved nothing after that, as Reniel Pinto and Jumbo Diaz on their own got touched up for 8 earned runs and 5 walks in just 2 innings of work. We'll see these teams again next week on Monday as we bring you games 3, 4, and 5 if necessary. Before that, however, this Friday we'll go back to the series between Deliberately Offensive and the Union Jacks to see if the offensive can once again take advantage of Coors Field to get back into this. The playoffs are off and running and both home squads have held serve. If you've enjoyed it as much as I have thus far, please remember to like the video and subscribe to the channel to help the Dugs out. For Hamish, as always, I've been Johnny Perpica, hoping all your balls are fair and all your wood is good. Good night, everybody.